What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a terrific day on this Friday. It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Anyways, we're gonna be reading something short from Synth Potato, where he has reported that Bloomberg has dropped new reports on what is happening inside Rockstar Games following the Grand Theft Auto 6 leaks. Now, I haven't been looking at these leaks. I don't want to do that. I feel like that's a grimy thing to do. I feel like if you're going to look at something that hasn't been released and you haven't paid with your own money with a product, even if people are leaking it, I don't want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? But it has interested me because this is just not a normal leak situation. This is somebody that sounds to have the entire game. And people think it's going to be entirely ruined by showing the end of the game, which would be just horrific for Rockstar. A lot of people are in support of this, though, because they feel like Rockstar has been very greedy. And a lot of, future times of greed. I don't even know where I was going with that. I messed up on how I was trying to break that down. Bear with me. I make my videos raw, by the way. Some people would probably see my videos and be like, dang, this dude cuts nothing out. I would have cut that out. But I like it raw because with the Lord, and I'm not trying to get off topic, I just want to say really quickly, with the Lord, I've been able to just be raw on the videos and not overthink it and just make it so perfect. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of people do that on YouTube. And I used to be super perfective with how I would put out videos. So anyways, as I was trying to say, with Rockstar in this whole game being revealed, the end of the game, that would ruin all the hype for what to expect for the campaign, or, mainly the campaign. And people are on board and supporting this because of, like I was saying, when you are screwing people over in how you're charging, for example, $100 to $80, which a lot of games have gone that direction, but the $100, pricing for having all the stuff you want in the game, it's greedy. Same thing with like how they are with shark cards, and you have to buy a bunch of stuff just to play the game and enjoy, mansions and cars. It's a very ugly way of moving as a gaming industry, which a lot of gaming industries have moved that direction, not just Rockstar. So people feel like this man who's doing this is bringing justice for all the robbery they felt with their dollars, which it's you choosing to spend, though, so you got to be accountable for what you spend. But in people's heads, I'm sure they're like, yo, this is somebody that's doing justice. All of this increase of everything being expensive, this is what they get. You know what I'm saying? People feel that way. But yeah, let's continue reading on what they are saying here. As an executive at Rockstar has sent out an email to staff denouncing the leaker and promising that the incident wouldn't detract from the excellent work they've done. Rockstar hasn't yet figured out who the leaker is or how the leak happened. Inside, it's all hands on deck as management is working to figure out what happened. Rockstar's leaders and many employees are angry about what happened. In the meantime, employees are continuing to work on the game as they get closer and closer to November 19th, which will be the launch. I didn't know they're still working on it. Dang, they're still working on this game? Sounds like a really tough situation internally. My thoughts are with the developers who are feeling exhausted following this. I hope they get their moment to shine on August 27th with the official gameplay reveal and the launch in under 3 months. So that is what's being reported thus far. What I would say about this entire situation, if like Rockstar did bend the knee, that would not be good, because other situations like this would happen and it would turn into people no longer believing in, law and being right on how we move, as a society, which a lot of, that is day by day getting worse and worse with how people react to things when it pertains to the law. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a crazy shift, a crazy time in the times we're living in. And as somebody who, you know, understands greediness and how awful it is, there still has to be, you know, doing right versus doing wrong. Hacking and all that type of stuff and leaking stuff, it ain't the move. It ain't the way to do things. Even if you don't like how the direction things go with what companies do. You know what I mean? And the best thing you can do is just not spending the product if you don't like what they're doing. You know what I mean? That's how a lot of the change happens. A lot of people see them pockets getting low, say Sony or Rockstar, and change starts to go in a different direction. The thing is, people just keep spending that money. People are expecting to give Rockstar billions on this game. I made a video not too long ago how you don't have to spend $100 on Grand Theft Auto. You don't have to get the game. You know, a desire is temporary. You know, the real desire is putting your faith in Jesus. But yeah, this is my thoughts on this entire situation. And let me know what your thoughts are on this entire situation. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.